Four sides of the ring, four sides of the ring. Everybody out here got an opinion, your ego shall die in the ring. If the debate's getting heated, we heating, you know it's been fire in the ring. We them guys in the ring, leave with your pride in the sling. Four sides of the ring, four sides of the ring. Everybody out here got an opinion, your ego shall die in the ring. If the debate's getting heated, we heating, you know it's been fire in the ring. We them guys in the ring, leave with your pride in the sling. Four sides of the ring.
Welcome back, everybody. Your favorite faction is back and on and popping. It's me, your boy, China, whoever you need me to be. And I don't got the keys, so whoever is next on the keys.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. It's the newest side here for Four Sides.
Mikey crash out today.
Mikey
How we doing
crash
today,
out
brother?
today. I'm doing well. I mean, that's a blatant fucking lie,
Yeah,
but I'm
don't lie to the
doing
people.
great.
Don't lie to the fucking people.
Listen. We're not gonna get into it too much. Mikey cutlets last week, because I was feeling it. We had the chest hair out. We were feeling real Italian. This week I'm repping, of course, our boys championship culture. Much love. Because this week it's Mikey crash out. All right, and this might be a championship crash out tonight at some point on the show about our trending topics. So I'll just put a pin in it till we get into tonight's topic.
It's rough, and then we got one more gentleman. He's back.
Whoa, what's going on?
Founder, Marcus Hernandez. He's on every 3 weeks at this point. I got people asking me, like, did you buy him out? Did you silence him? What's going on? Is he silent or was he silenced?
I'm just working backstage, try to move us up.
And listen, you guys might see my background. You guys see, like, this isn't my thing. Mm-hmm. You guys see the fucking PPE on. Your boy's at work.
He said, your boy's at work.
Your boy's at work. He said, it's my time to be the top of the pyramid here. Tonight will be the fuckery pyramid on Four Sides. That's what you're gonna expect.
It's nuts. My boss told me, he was like, listen, Chano, I need you 3 straight days of 16s. You got this? And I was like, no. But I'm gonna do it anyway. Channel's taking a shuffling break. I wish I was, brother. Nah, but honestly, we got a lot of. I like this new thing. So, how to lose a faction in 10 days? When realistically 10 months. You know what I mean? But that's our main shenanigans. First, we're gonna play our favorite game. Where is the Zombie King?
Where is the Zombie King? We got to come up with a tune for that one, bro.
Listen, and he's gonna on Saturday, March 14th. He's gonna be at La Fiesta nightclub, 115 President Street, Passaic, New Jersey. I still don't know who he's wrestling. I don't know what he's doing, but go out and support your local indie show. I don't know if Ant got any other matches, because I've been harassing him for weeks on end, and he just won't update me on his matches. I feel like I'm gonna be harassing him more than his fiance does when it comes to his wrestling career. Like, bro, where are you?
Oh my goodness!
Hey, remember, my guy is chasing. Our guy is chasing WWE, AEW contracts.
Ring of Honor,
Ring of Honor,
TNA, NXT.
I love NXT Island.
Japan Pro Wrestling. He's chasing contracts right now, and planning a wedding.
Listen, I respect it. All I want for him is his match card, so I can let the people know where to find him. Right. That's all I want. But go support your local indie show. It doesn't have to be the Zombie King. But listen, if you're a big wrestling fan, see what's in your area and go support. It's always love and it's always good to see. And honestly, there's always some fun wrestling gimmicks that you'll never run into in the major leagues. They're always fun. When me and Marcus, we went to go see the Ant go wrestle, there was a dude whose whole gimmick was he broke out of jail. He was in an orange jumpsuit.
That's my guy.
That's kind of what you look like right now tonight with that.
Yo, I swear to God.
They threw your ass in county, dog. I hope you're not in Rikers, because I had to come get you jailbreak style. You know what I mean? Prison break. Pause.
Nah, but listen, it is what it is. Go support your local indies. We're talking about the Zombie King. I love busting the Zombie King's balls over this one particular wrestler. Arguably cemented himself top 10 conversation of all time and Rey Mysterio. This past week on Cody Rhodes' podcast, Cody Rhodes may have mentioned that Rey Mysterio is the greatest luchador of all time over El Santo. So Nitram's not here to defend El Santo, but he said, you know what I mean? He's not here to defend him, so I can shut him all I want. But I looked him up. It seems like El Santo is an actual god in Mexican culture. I swear to God.
That is a fact. That is a
He's
fact.
done like
Crazy.
75 movies, self-filmed. I didn't even know if they were casting him or he was doing these movies out of his own pocket and trying to steal that guy's clothes. Comedy. You know what it is? Honestly, you know what it is? I don't like wearing my jacket, which is lime green, so I found a little cheat. And I just have a bright hoodie so I can go run around in, and they can't tell me nothing. So if you're my boss that's watching,
If your channel is boss, give him a raise.
So we was talking about El Santo. I looked up El Santo's career. El Santo's been wrestling for like over 30 years. He has El Hijo del Santo, Santo Jr. You know what I mean? There's so many variations of Santo. It's crazy. My man's is a wrestling dynasty by himself. When Cody Rhodes' intro says there's more than one royal family, they got to show Santo right there with him because he's responsible for a lot of wrestling for this generation, especially the luchadors. But honestly, I don't think it's that far off that you could call Rey Mysterio one of the GOAT of luchador wrestling. Because I'm pretty sure, listen, we're all around the same age. When we first started watching wrestling, we wasn't watching the El Santo highlights from '65. You know what I mean? That's not what we were doing. Our first exposure to luchador wrestling was Rey Mysterio, and I can't even really say Eddie because Eddie Guerrero's wrestling style is a mixture between luchador, American, and Japan. You know what I mean? He's the first true wrestling hybrid of those three main styles. So the first pure luchador we've seen was a fresh Rey Mysterio. And they was doing the Cruiserweight Classics over there in WCW. But honestly, we're not old enough to be watching WCW live in its peak.
Valid. I mean, obviously, most American wrestling fans, their introduction, unless they're, one of them
40s.
sicko,
40s,
that was watching indie wrestling in the fucking 90s, which God bless you. They're most American fans. They're looking at that WCW cruiserweight division. They're looking at the Rey Mysterios. They're looking at the Eddie Guerreros. They're looking at the Lionheart, Chris Jericho. They're getting exposed to a little bit of the international. Oh, there she is. Hello, Mom. How are you? I love you. Hope you're doing well. So 100%. I mean, but Cody makes kind of a valid point because I mean, Rey Mysterio's done some movies. Rey Mysterio's been in some shows. He's very much beloved in Mexico and
it's hard.
South America. It's tough.
It's hard not to give Rey his flowers, even if you don't want to agree that Rey is better than El Santo. He is definitely on the same tier of El Santo, except Rey Mysterio doesn't have the money to go fund his own 65 indie movies for himself. You know what I mean? He don't have the type of cash flow. But if you look at a whole bunch of luchadors today, they look up to Rey. And Rey is one of the inspirations, one of the idols for what it means to be a professional luchador. To the point where, and this is how crazy this is half joke, half true. Rey Mysterio means so much to luchador wrestling in WWE. They have not been able to produce another luchador wrestler a quarter as successful as Rey Mysterio. They have not done it. They try and they fail every single time.
Because they give up on them every single time, or they don't just say, you know what? Let's just put the big one on X person that we're trying to turn into the next, marketable luchador in the company, like a Rey Mysterio. No one will ever be able to shine Rey Mysterio's boots in that regard in WWE. But if they decide to, Dragon Lee's the guy, low-hanging fruit, it's right there. Just decide to put the big one on him. Give him a third well thought out push because all of those other luchadors that they tried with, they quit or they turned them into jokes. It was under a different regime, but Triple H seems to be going down the same path because he turned El Grande Americano into a household name. But maybe there's something to it.
I mean, there has to be.
Marcus, what you think about that, man? Because I can think about the only other successful luchador in WWE is Benta, and I don't really consider him a luchador because he's like 5'10". You know what I mean? He's not a small luchador guy.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I agree with Mike in a sorts where it's just like they have had guys that could have done it. Like, let's not forget you had Mystico on your roster at a point. By far, people will say he's one of the best to ever do it, right? But in a sense, Vince McMahon, and I say his name like this because he turned Rey Mysterio into Jordan of Luchadors.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
When he brought in other luchadors, he was like, "Yeah, you're like you could sign with Nike, you could have your own shoe, but you can't be better than this, and you'll never be better than this, and we'll make sure you're never better than this because this is what people want." And he did that with Rey Mysterio. You know what I mean? Like, side note, when my uncle brought the Zombie King to meet Rey Mysterio as a young man, first time, man was speechless. Couldn't even get a word out to me. Like, Rey Mysterio trying to shake his hand, trying to give him a hug, just looks all scared in the picture. Just it's the funniest picture. Yeah, it's like the funny. He's just in there. He's just like, and Ray's like smiling, trying to sign something for him. But it's like what Vince made Rey Mysterio can't be implemented ever again. And no matter how hard creative tries, they're not going to do it because they're never going to want anybody to overshadow Rey Mysterio in the WWE because he's going to go down as the greatest luchador ever.
Well, yeah, absolutely. But I mean, like, there's going to be a gap to fill, and they have an opportunity to fill the gap for the first time in 30 years, 20 years, because they've abandoned, like you said, they abandoned Mystico. They abandoned, I mean, I don't think there's ever going to be anything, but like they abandoned guys like Kalisto, Grand Metalik. You know, they let a lot of these other luchadors just kind of fall to the wayside. You know, and
all
then,
three members.
I'm just saying,
members of the Mexicals. You know what I mean?
I'm just saying, I agree with you. Those are great luchadors. Dragon Lee, he might be next up, but I honestly think
Phoenix,
what WWE is really doing is, you know who's going to be better than Rey Mysterio? The next Mysterio.
Yeah, Tom.
That's just how it's meant to be.
And that's my next point. They already got the next best luchador on the roster. He's the Intercontinental AAA Mega Champion. And he's not even a pure luchador because my man's is like, right. You know what I mean? And I hate to be hiding, but when I think about a pure luchador, I'm thinking about a tiny guy that's just out here hooping. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like I would consider Ricochet more of a luchador than Penta. I swear to God. You know what I mean? Ricochet's a small guy, and he does most of it. And
Ricochet's an acrobat artist.
Here goes Nate Room.
It's not working right now. Yeah,
what does that even mean?
The greatest luchador in the United States and in Japan. Listen, and Mexico. Ray did get lucky in WWE.
But that's what I'm saying, Rick. Like Vince turned him into the Jordan of luchadors.
But Ray had.
Are you crediting Vince for that, or just crediting the fact that Rey Mysterio is just damn good that crowds were like, yeah, let's believe in him?
Nah, let's be honest.
I credit anything that past WWE had is Vince McMahon.
No. Let's keep it a buck. If there was anybody who helped Rey Mysterio succeed in like WWE and WCW, it was Eddie Guerrero, 1,000%. He chose to put Ray over multiple times to help build that fan base for him and that credibility for luchador wrestling. You know what I mean? Eddie has a big say in it because it's like Eddie was popping. You know
I'll give you that. Okay, I'll give you that. But through Vince's regime and power and how to build a wrestler and write for a wrestler, if it wasn't for his creative mind, Rey Mysterio probably wouldn't have worked.
Yo, listen, I knew NetRam not being on the episode, but he's still talking mad shit from the comments. It's crazy to me. Listen, I know friends straight from Mexico who say Ray isn't as big as Mexico's American. Listen, I know you love asking the women you deal with who's the biggest wrestler in Mexico, but they're not going to tell you Rey Mysterio because they know that's not what you want to hear. They know that's not what you hear, man. They want a second date, so they're going to tell you anything that you want to hear. They're going to tell you Ray Phoenix or Penta and El Santos are bigger than Rey Mysterio. But honestly, of course, don't do that, bro. Come on. Ant's not here to cut you out.
Ray's not.
What are you talking about? No, we're not gonna. You really want to see?
I'm not entertaining. I'm not entertaining.
He really wants you. He really wants you to answer that one.
That's absolutely insane.
So, but you know what I mean? Eddie has a lot of help. Him getting us over because growing up, me and one of my best friends growing up, Justy, he was a big Rey Mysterio fan. You know what I mean? We used to watch wrestling. There was mad other wrestlers to go like. You know what I mean? My guy was always Eddie growing up. His guy was always Rey Mysterio, to the point we had like 25 different WWE versions of Rey Mysterio with a different flavor mask and pants. You know what I mean? Rey Mysterio was one of the only wrestling action figures to be bought multiple times over for the different flavors of the mask and pants. All the other wrestlers had standard uniform. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But they found that niche little pocket for Rey, and it worked.
Ray had swag.
Extremely popular. So I don't think Cody's that far off. If you don't want to give, I think it's the Jordan LeBron debate. If you don't want to give Rey Mysterio to say he's the absolute greatest, you got to give him top 2 status. Because he generally did help modernize and popularize luchador wrestling and professional wrestling in the States. And if you're a purist like Nitram is out here watching tape from 45, watching. He's watching them in 240p. You know what I mean? He's like, they cut it on the camcorder on the VHS. They burned it onto a DVD. They burned it onto a Blu-ray. They burned it onto a hard drive, and then they uploaded it to YouTube. Like Nick Ram's really out here watching 6 different tiers of El Santo matches.
You know what's crazy is like when I was growing up, I felt like I watched more like Ultimo Dragon than I would watch Rey Mysterio. Like, because Ultimo Dragon was more like interesting to me than Rey Mysterio was.
Listen, and
even as a cruiserweight, I don't think I was watching Rey Mysterio. Like when Zombie King was like, "Yeah, Rey Mysterio," I'm just like, all right. I hope Batista just throws this little guy through a table
every single time.
Every single time.
The Great Khali grabbed his head, and my man said, "I was like, he killed the little guy." Listen, I'm not gonna hold you. You also know what helped Rey Mysterio? Who's that jumping out the sky?
Oh yeah, banger intro. Banger intro. And he put San Diego on the map. He's the greatest San Diego wrestler of all time.
He's the greatest San Diego of all time.
He's the greatest luchador, specifically from the 619 area.
You know what? I'm gonna sound like Nick Ram. I got friends in San Diego. They don't even say they like Rey Mysterio. So. He's not even the best wrestler in his own family. Right. Facts.
I'm not even gonna show Nitram no love with these Rey Mysterio comments because
that's not. I mean, that's not even fair. That's not even fair, bro. Justin Liger also has like 20 years on Rey Mysterio.
Yeah, Saga hung it up when he was like 70 or some shit.
Listen, if Rey would stop hurting his knee every 4 months when he gets cleared, I would be like, Rey Mysterio was one of those wrestlers over 45 who's still actually moving. Ever since he went to Mexico and got those stem cells.
See, that's where you're wrong. That's where you're wrong. He leaves for those 4 months to get them stem cells in them knees. And then he comes back fucking loose, lubricated knees, ready to fucking roll and hit the 619 for about 36 times. He only gets 36. The knees are capped at 36. And then he got to go back.
Mm-hmm. One last thing about Rey Mysterio. You know why he's the greatest luchador of all time? The 619 is the deadliest luchador finishing move of all time. It has a body. Legitimately, it has a body.
We're not gonna discuss that. We're not gonna discuss that.
No. Listen, that's why you can't say wrestling is fake, because unfortunate accidents like that happen. But
anyway,
also, I just want to say, Nick Ram says Justin Liger holds more legacy than Rey. Like, we didn't watch Justin Liger come out in freaking WrestleCade last year. Like the dude's still wrestling. Obviously, he knows more legacy.
Wasn't you guys shitting on Liger?
Yeah, I was questioning if that was the real Liger in the suit. But then his age started showing as he started wrestling. And I was like, that's really it. I was like, that's really it. And I was like, dang, he doesn't. I was like, that could be anybody in the ring. Like, you could put anybody under that mask right now. But it was really him. Respect to Justin Liger.
Yeah, it's mad funny because wrestlers be talking about, listen, in WWE, I can't go 100 speed. I gotta go re-wrestle at 50 speed. Yeah. When you see these guys wrestling in their 50s and 60s, it's like, damn, you moving at 10% speed. Like, you over here choreographing like a motherfucker. Like,
it was the same.
I could probably do this spot with you. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It was the same year Nick Ram was tight at the Great Khali because he was sitting down for his meet and greet. He was I don't even want to beat him no more because he's sitting down, right? And then he came out. He came out during the wrestling show, the Great Khali. But bro, like, God bless that man, because it took him like 15 minutes to get to the ring. Nick like, okay, I'm not mad that he was sitting down no more. He's like, he doesn't need to be doing this. That man should be sitting down backstage.
You
it
made
hurt,
this guy
bro.
come
It
all the
hurt.
way from India
It hurts
for a
being
meet
that
and greet.
tall. You know what I mean?
Tough.
It's just not possible. But listen, we could say Rey Mysterio's he's a product of Vince McMahon, but we can also say that Triple H also hates luchador wrestling. And let's be honest, WWE is the reason why Rey Mysterio push so hard, because he speaks great English. Oh my God, Nitram, you're an absolute monster. Jesus, cheese and crackers.
Nitram, the reason the big tall wrestlers don't stand, dog, these guys are like 60, 50, 60, 70 years old, dog. They're cooked, brother. They've been taking bumps on plywood for 35 years, big dog. Especially them dudes that are 7 feet or bigger, holding anything more than 300 pounds, big dog. Them guys are cooked. Like, God bless.
He was tight.
Like,
he was I'm not gonna call it right now. He was like, I'm not gonna pay that much. And for a picture, and it looks like I'm as tall as the Great Khali. I was like, everybody could clearly see him sitting down, bro. I was just like, nobody's gonna be like, why wasn't he standing?
He want to be
on demon hours right now, dog. He's on some.
He'd
demon
be like
shit
that.
right
He'd
now.
be like that sometimes.
Nitram, I love you, bud. You were real sicko.
He's
us.
the best. He's the best. WrestleCade and Nitram's the best. Is a great time.
Nah,
it's like
listen, that man
kid in a candy shop. I bet
he's off his rocker. But let's talk about Triple H. Let's talk about TKO. So last week,
era.
So we was talking about how TKO had to put the WrestleMania tickets on sale because nobody was buying them. And apparently this past week we found out Elimination Chamber wasn't even sold out, and you have CM Punk as the headliner. So honestly, between you gentlemen, what do you think happens first? Does TKO make Triple H step down as from being a creative control officer, or do they sell? What happens first? And if they were to fire Triple H, who takes his spot?
You know what's the craziest thing is, like, for the first time in wrestling, this is where it seems like this is an actual sport, because we're talking about who's going to take the spot of creative. Bro, I don't know who does these jobs outside of the WWE and AEW. I know Triple H. I know Tony Khan. Could you name another guy in creative in the world of wrestling? You know what I mean? Like, we watch, you could watch Unreal and say, oh, yeah, it could be one of those guys, but none of us want to watch those guys run wrestling.
No.
Like, right. No, we don't want to watch those guys run wrestling. You could say, oh, yeah, Eric Bischoff could come back. Everybody wants to watch Eric Bischoff run wrestling.
He tried.
I don't want to see you. I do not. Eric Bischoff has a weird fan following. I'm sorry to go on a Mikey tangent here, dude.
It's just Eric, like you. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Go on.
No, Eric Bischoff. The only thing Eric Bischoff has in professional wrestling, and this is the truth. I have done nothing in the industry of professional wrestling. Absolutely nothing. So credit to him. Great for him. But the fact that I constantly have to hear him talk about his 83 weeks at the #1 rating spot. Eric Bischoff is one of the most out of touch people I have ever seen talk about wrestling. I understand it's fundamentals at its core, but oh my goodness, if you want to see Eric Bischoff back in wrestling, I quit. I literally will walk. I'll never watch it again. Dead ass.
I'm looking at the comments from Rick, and they did have record sales and record gates last year because WWE was on a heater, wrestling was on a heater. But you're pricing out your core fan base to the point where you're gonna start booking bigger. It's like the AEW issue. AEW was hot out the gate, so they started booking bigger and bigger venues, thinking they're gonna fill bigger and bigger venues, and then can't fit them because your audience can't afford them. In AEW's case, it was just they went too big too soon. In WWE's case, they're going bigger, but they're also increasing their prices. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I've been to 2 Manias. I hate stadium shows. I get with passion. It doesn't matter where you sit in a stadium show. You're still watching it. You're still watching the screen. It's just for the experience to be like you was there. I hate it. I dislike it. You would never see me. You would never see me at a stadium show again. You know what I mean?
And Chris Jericho invented the Money in the Bank briefcase. What does that matter? Who gives a shit?
I'm gonna call Nitram's boss.
One good
Yeah,
idea. One good idea.
He is
Dude,
his
this
boss.
guy let the talent bully him into doing whatever they absolutely wanted. He milked the billionaires' pockets dry until the billionaires like, "What's wrong with these guys? Forget about this whole wrestling shit."
Let me ask you about the question though about Triple H. If WrestleMania isn't a success, then do you think he loses his job?
I don't think it matters. The reason why I don't think it matters because for WrestleMania, as we've learned with the Saudi show and when Vegas got back-to-back manias, the city is actually what's funding to bring mania to the city regardless.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So they're already profiting just from that alone. The ticket sales is just extra funds. And then everything else they make from merchandise is just icing on the cake. And that's why they're going to Saudi Arabia, because apparently the Saudis paid hand and foot over what the amount was to bring a WrestleMania over there. Yeah. So they're already profiting. You know what I mean?
I mean, it's all about the dollar at the end of the day. But I mean, at a point, it doesn't matter. Like you said, it doesn't matter.
What is success? And for me, it's not the big shows like this. It's the mom and pop Raw and SmackDowns. And the PLEs, if you can't start selling out these shows full out, you lose out. And WWE puts the E in greed, yes, because they're raising the ticket prices. You probably won't catch me at a WWE show for a minute.
You're lying to yourself.
Nah.
I mean, I'm going in a few weekends.
Brock Lesnar said he's going to be in New York. You know you're going
to SmackDown.
Brock Lesnar.
You see Brock Lesnar, Roman Reigns.
If you haven't seen Brock Lesnar by now, forget it. Don't even bother.
I never thought about going to MSG for that Raw show.
Dom, you can go see Dom live.
It's just not, bro. It's just not worth it. So, you guys don't live in New York, so I'm gonna put you on the game. So, New York has added something called the congestion pricing, like every 20-30 blocks in early Manhattan. So once you drive into, pay my tolls, drive in, cool. 5 blocks in, congestion pricing. 20 blocks in, another congestion pricing. And they're all like $15 a pop. Mm-hmm. So I'm paying those 2-3 congestion pricing tolls, and then I got to pay $60 for parking or go drive around peak New York to go find street parking. Then I got to go there, and I got to pay ridiculous MSG food prices, maybe some merch. So it's a whole ordeal.
That's the price you pay for the best tap water in the country.
Listen,
I mean, I don't know what you are like. It's just...
You know what I would do that for? Knicks. I'll do that twice on Sunday for the Knicks and not even question. The rest of the show, I'm like, do I really want to do this? And plus, the product right now isn't great. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just
give me something enticing to sink my teeth into, and sure, I'll spend a little bit more.
It's nothing I'm really looking out for. The truth is, Triple H is nothing more than a scapegoat. TKO has an agenda. It's more about ticket sales and sponsors than his story. So Triple H has to work around what TKO says the money is at.
Can we just talk about how long that paragraph was that it covered me and Marcus entirely? That was a lot of words. Bro, it's
nuts. Bro, I didn't even know my man's is working. You know what I mean? He might just be hiding in the bathroom somewhere just doing this. But it's a wicked concept because they said it. They want to get their prices up to like where the UFC is. But the UFC operates in smaller venues. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Somewhat smaller venues. They be running the same arenas out here in UFC in Arizona. But listen, I want to go back to a point you made earlier, not to cut you off, because I'm going to lose this thought, and I don't want to lose it. Vegas. You talked about Vegas, and you said the keyword Vegas begged for this WrestleMania. They paid for this WrestleMania. Yeah. And the reason why is because Vegas is cooked right now.
Touristing is dead.
You guys, it is so bad in Vegas, bro. Like I said, I was just there in January. The city is dead. It is dead. Like, people are in the casinos. It looks busy, but it's not what Vegas was, because Vegas is no longer a illustrious place to go to. It's not fun.
It's because you can gamble all over the world now.
Gamble everywhere, exactly.
Yep,
sports gambling destroys Vegas, and that's why we probably see sports gambling go back on the other side. But
that's it. Disney's gonna buy Vegas. They're gonna put a Disney World out there.
Great. They give me incentive to go to Vegas more often. Here, the problem with that is that I feel that Paul Heyman today, talking about WrestleMania and talking about how, I'm thinking about booking for Saudi Mania next year. Like, how are we going to go from here to Saudi Mania? Does not give me good hopes, high hopes for this year's Mania. To me, it already sounds like they're going to pull the John Cena Rock card from a few years ago, and they are going to set up a monumentous mega match at this year's WrestleMania for next year's WrestleMania and build a year out or something, because they already know this year's Mania is they don't know what they're doing with it. So they're going to end up eventually scrambling, throwing it together. And this is going to be a very bad situation. And on top of that, the ticket prices are going to have to go down at some point. So I'm waiting. I might be there, and it might cost me $100 to sit in the 100 level, to be honest with you. That's when you buy your tickets, because right now it's not worth it.
So
I feel that.
It's just one of those. It's just one of those things, man. Like you said, tourism is down. Listen, it might be the sports gambling, because you can gamble off your phone now. You have no real incentive to go to Vegas. You know what I mean?
I just think it's just you could tell that this is like a WrestleMania that they're not even it doesn't feel like there's any, what's the word I'm looking for here, fellas? There's no
you know what I
it
mean?
doesn't seem like we're motivated. It does not feel like we're on the road to WrestleMania. I do not feel passion from the product I'm watching weekly. The only
That's how I felt.
thing that was the best thing this week on Raw was AJ Styles retiring, and that was the worst thing because he's retiring. The best thing I saw this week on wrestling was in AEW this week with the massive tag match. It was incredible. It's a great match.
Yeah.
It just goes to show
this is exactly how I felt last season.
Not moving. You gotta go. You gotta go watch a little bit of something else.
That's exactly how I felt last year with like going to WrestleMania. It just didn't feel like we were on the road to WrestleMania. And like you said, now it doesn't feel like we're there. I was excited for like Finn Balor was in the main championship. You know, he's in his face. He put his face back in the championship contendership. You know what I mean? So it was just like, but now you already announced CM Punk, Roman Reigns at WrestleMania. So now Finn Balor's storyline is just I'm not interested anymore.
Yeah, you wait till after Chamber. You have, honestly, it sucks to say it, but you don't bring Roman back. If Roman's gonna show up and do some bullshit for 2 weeks, don't even have him show up. Have him show up at Chamber and spear fucking Punk right after the match and signify everything. All right, boom. Answer.
They had to. The tickets.
They had to because they weren't moving tickets. Yeah,
they had no choice but to show their hand early to try to buzz some excitement for it. Not even for both days.
A lot of missteps here, man. A lot of missteps. I mean, who am I? Who are we? But as a fan, Saturday's Chamber is going to be fun. Don't get me wrong. I love a good Chamber match, but it's just going to feel very, like I said, unless they do something mega like they did last year, which it looks like they're going to do something mega at this year's Chamber, just like they did last year with Cena's heel turn. They're going to do the same thing this year because that's how they've been sparking excitement for Mania.
It's weird. We're gonna go to break in about a minute, and I'm kind of. This is for when we get the predictions, but I'm still very confused what's gonna happen with Jade and the women's title because I'm not excited about that at all.
You heard my thoughts here. I do not want to see Tiffany and Jade part 3 or 4 at this point. They have zero, zip, nada, nothing, no chemistry.
Because Tiffany can't lead and neither can Jade, so it's kind of like the blind leading the blind.
So it's fucked up, but it's true, man. And I love both of those women. I think they're super talented, but it's just like, man, you can't put 2 women that need bases together,
Listen, that's very true. But you will hear back from us in a couple seconds because we're going on break.
What's up, my fellow bad guys? Just when you thought we were down bad, Brandy's here to pick us right back up. Thanks to our partnership with SeatGeek, we got good seats and great prices. New users can score a fantastic $20 off their final ticket purchase by using the exclusive promo code 4SIDESOTR at checkout for any event. That's 4SIDESOTR. Tell them the bad guy sent you.
Tell them the bad guy sent you anywhere. It doesn't matter. The deli asks you what you want, Papi. You be like, yo, the bad guy sent me. I want a bacon, egg, and cheese, salt, pepper, mayo, no ketchup.
Salt, pepper, mayo.
Yeah,
What?
the mayo.
Salt, pepper, ketchup, dog. Where's salt, pepper, ketchup?
Listen, I don't like ketchup on my eggs, dog. I don't.
But
I don't
mayo,
like
but mayo you like. Mayo's a-okay on eggs.
Yes. Mayo's good on sandwiches. You put mayo on your sandwich.
Yeah. You put mayo, a nice garlic
Don't-
aioli if you're
don't knock
fancy,
it.
but like
It makes it extra savory. It gives a little pizzazz.
we're talking like a Miracle Whip. We talking like what are we talking?
No,
about?
Miracle
What kind of
Miracle. Listen, Mike.
Miracle Whip ain't mayo.
You can't be showing our whiteness this much on the.
All right.
Yeah,
Settle
Miracle-
down. Settle down.
Miracle Whip on your bacon, egg, and cheese is just nuts. You know what I mean?
All right. I'm the bad guy now. Okay.
Listen.
Remember, it says mayo.
I don't even know what Miracle Whip is. So
Oh, good.
I'm a quarter Italian. I could hold the Italian congregation and be like, listen.
They're calling the consulate.
Listen,
Tell him get his revoke his Italian status.
you want to put Miracle Whip on his bacon, egg, and cheese?
And what? Come a free agent. Becomes a Chappelle Show skit or something. You know what I mean? Like I thought you guys drafted me. I thought I got drafted by the Puerto Rican delegation.
Listen,
And now
now
I am.
Listen, we love you and we accept you, but Miracle Whip and your bacon, egg, and cheese is punishable like that.
I'm just throwing. That's the first mayo-esque brand that came to my mind here. What it might be filled with Duke's mayo out of my ass. That's another.
it's the only brand you should say.
Yeah, it's generally a little nuts. All right, so what is on the agenda? AJ Styles is going to the Hall of Fame. Obviously.
If I could stand, I'd stand. But
imagine they would have been like, you know what? F you, AJ Styles. You don't deserve to be in the Hall of Fame, you loser. You know what I mean? That'd be crazy. Yeah, it's crazy. We've been doing the podcast for like 2 months before Marcus became full-time producer, and I forgot we had sound bites outside of the intro and outro.
Pulled the soundbite out about the.
You know what I mean? But no, listen, AJ Styles made the Hall of Fame. I'm not gonna ask you guys a silly question of, does AJ Styles deserve to be in the Hall of Fame? Because that's an obvious, yeah. The man is one of the greatest of his generation. It's honestly insane. My only question is, does TNA induct AJ Styles into their Hall of Fame the same year?
Absolutely.
I mean,
it's
first time ever for a wrestler to be inducted into WWE Hall of Fame and a TNA Hall of Fame in the same year. Absolutely. Let's give AJ Styles that accomplishment.
Might as well do New Japan too.
Shit. Call him up.
Call him up. Shoot, give him 1 day contract to AEW. Give him AEW too. Fuck it.
Give facts. Tell Tony Khan. Put him in the Hall of Fame. And
if every wrestler is labeling, literally every wrestler, even Cena himself, if everyone's saying he is the GOAT of wrestling, let this man retire everywhere and be the GOAT of fucking wrestling.
Yeah. There's nobody quite like AJ Styles, man. I don't think, a lot of people have drawn comparisons to AJ Styles, to Shawn Michaels, to a Bret Hart, to this person, to that person. There's nobody quite like AJ Styles. A lot of wrestlers. Look at the Will Ospreys. Look at the Kenny Omegas. Look at all these new age guys. Leon Slater, Javon Evans. Look at all of those guys, and every wrestler that I probably can't name off the top of my head right now. All of them draw inspo from AJ Styles. Ospreay bust out that Styles clash almost about every match. Mm-hmm. I agree. I say put him in every Hall of Fame. He is, I think, the greatest wrestler of this generation. There's I don't think you could find anybody that would disagree with that statement. I'm sure that somebody will. I'm sure Nitram will. But I think it's true. I believe that.
I mean,
you could literally just say he's the GOAT of wrestling. Not even of the generation, just like the man just gets it in and outside of wrestling. He can cut a promo. He could we all know he could wrestle his fucking ass off any given style. He's just great, man. He doesn't lose touch. Barely got injured. When he did get injured, he came back fucking jacked like a motherfucker.
He came back.
It was crazy. So like he came back ripped.
That should have been our sign that this was the tour when he came back, just mega in the best shape of his life.
I feel like when nobody has anything bad to say about you. And the only people that have things bad to say about you are the people who probably hate on your career or just haters in general. But like when not a single person has anything to say like bad against you, that's how you know you're just one of the greats. You help everybody who comes your way if they need help. You're not like turning your back on anybody because you want to see everybody grow because you love this sport so much that you just want to see it become like if you really want to argue who are the greatest of all time, it might be like the greatest match of all time might be AJ Styles versus Daniel Bryan in their primes. That might be the greatest match of all time.
I still look at that Samoa Joe.
If
AJ
No, I'm saying
Styles,
if you were to
Daniel-
make a match, because we know obviously they get them in their primes. You know what I mean? If you were to make a match of the greatest of all time wrestlers, you're throwing AJ Styles and Daniel Bryan in the wrestling ring.
I don't want to.
You know how you guys know how Daniel Bryan in there, but
nah. I don't care about technical wrestling. Give me a prime AJ. Give me prime AJ. Kurt Angle won last time. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I'll take that too. I'll take
give
that
me,
too.
Give me prime AJ, prime Eddie. Give me prime AJ, prime Kenny. Give me prime AJ, prime Will. You know what I mean? There's so many.
Prime Shawn Michaels.
I mean, Will Ospreay's not even in his prime right now, though.
Who?
I wouldn't even say. I wouldn't even say Will Ospreay.
He's
not even in his prime right now.
I mean, then listen. The neck's concerning for Ospreay, man. He's too young to be having neck issues like that. Like that's a big red flag. I think that's going to be a problem.
But you got to think about it. Like AJ Styles in an absolute prime against any one of the top 20 all-time wrestlers is an absolute headbang. You know what I mean? I'm pretty sure AJ Styles could have got a 5-star match out of Hulk Hogan. You know what I mean?
Yeah. What's crazy though, if you think about it, when we were growing up, it was just like, oh, you're watching TNA. It was like, oh, you got N1? You ain't no baller. It's like, oh, you watching TNA? You a wrestling fan? And like, those are the guys that were like, oh, those guys are fucking great now. Samoa Joe, AJ Styles. It's just like those guys are fucking. Those guys are killing it.
Listen, man, you just a hater.
Rey Mysterio's not in that match.
Yeah, really.
He's an absolute.
Kurt Angle, Sting.
No, I don't want to see prime Sting. Listen, I'm not a big Sting guy.
Sting and AJ. I've seen Sting and AJ Styles plenty of times.
Yeah, you know what I mean. It's not.
I would take AJ and Samoa Joe one more time though.
That would have been beautiful. I could have watched that.
I would take that.
I could have watched that.
AJ Styles. AJ Styles. Honestly, give me AJ Styles and Abyss one more last time. Honestly, one more, just for good old. Just for the good old. Just give me
one time for the one time.
Just for the one time, and a Monsters Ball match. Mwah. Chef's kiss, beautiful. Prime Edge.
Nah.
No.
The best part about Edge was when he was a monster heel leader. You know what I mean? Everything else was just watered down.
Mm-hmm.
I think basic thugonomics, Cena, and when Styles was rocking booty shorts, Styles. I think those two would have been fun to see. Like that version of Cena versus like when Styles was like kind of in his like weird like awkward phase where he had like the leather jacket with the hood and the cut off. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. Yeah.
Prime TNA, clear cut. This guy is the future.
Sean and AJ would have been cool.
Would have been fun.
It would have been great.
Shawn Michaels and AJ Styles would have been fun.
AJ Styles versus Ric Flair would have been dope. You know what I mean? Even Rick in his older years. You know what I mean?
Rick was always in his prime. He's in his prime right now. What are you talking about?
He's prime right now. He wants to come back right now. He said, "I'm challenging."
He heard Stone Cold was wanting to come back. He said, "Bro, what's up, WrestleMania? You want to run it back?"
Ooh, that's a good one.
He's like, "I still got the title too."
All right. So before we get into our title conversation, you guys still watching TNA? Yes or no?
Clips. We're busy.
You're a better man than
we're busy. He said we're busy.
Marcus, you watching,
facts, Mike. You're a better man. I'm not even watching clips. You know how I keep up with
crazy clips. You know what's crazy? If either one of you guys would have said, "Yeah," I would have called you absolute lies because we record the same time TNA is on. You know what I mean? It's
absolutely.
You just can't do it.
You know how I keep up with TNA? When NitRam hits me up Friday or Saturday, like, you want to know what happened on TNA? I saw the highlights. That's how I keep up with TNA.
That's not just to TNA, man. It's just too much wrestling, bro.
I imagine in NitRam's house Saturday morning. You know how you wake up for Saturday morning cartoons? I feel like Nick Ram still does the Saturday morning cartoons, but like Saturday morning old wrestling matches from like God knows when.
What are you talking about? That's a fantastic way to start a Saturday morning.
No. Honestly, Net Ram goes
old school.
Net Ram goes on Tubi and he puts on the TNA, like that's old school TNA 24/7. It's like 2007 TNA.
That's kind of lit. I didn't know they had.
So like, and he's just watching hella old TNA matches.
07, 05, 06, 07 TNA. That's what I was watching, dog. Because I mean, right after, if I remember correctly, right after on Spike, after that show, you had Most Extreme Challenge. So I was tuned in. I was locked the fuck in for that.
Just 1,000 ways to die.
And 1,000 ways to die. Yep.
So whenever we bring back 3-count trivia, just prepare for the TNA questions.
Knit Ram's gonna do it so dirty.
What is this?
All El Santo questions. He's gonna absolutely royally.
What was the name of it?
All Rey Mysterio trivia.
What was the first movie award that El Santo won? That he didn't won for. He didn't pay for himself. All right. So tonight, you guys may be wondering how to lose a faction in 10 days. Because let's be honest. In today's wrestling, they put together a lot of factions.
A lot of factions.
And a lot of factions fail. And half those factions are over way before they start. You know what I mean? The moment you see them together, you're like, this is not it. This is not a gang of misfits I want to see go to battle. You know what I mean? And this is partially inspired due to Bronson Reed's injury. But even before then, I felt like we were having conversations like this doesn't really work as a faction. Like it never won me over. I can't speak for you guys, but let me rant a little bit before we get into that. There's been factions all over the years that haven't been great. We got the NWO 2000 when they try to reboot it and retoot it. We got Titus Worldwide, House of Torture, the Nightmare Collective, the Social Outcast, the Oddities, the X Factor, Cosmic Wasteland, the Immortals, the Core. I thought the Core was really good, but I understand why I was Misfits in Action, Spirit Squad. I don't agree with that. I enjoyed the Spirit Squad. They were fun. They served their purpose. You know what I mean? The Mexicals, them were coming out of Juan Deere lawnmowers was phenomenal.
It was too hard.
With the Corona flowies.
So bad.
So bad, but it was great. You know what I mean? I love a good stereotype. The League of Nations and Retribution. And one day you also got whatever the hell Karrion Kross's faction was when he was wrestling. When they gave him AOP and the old dude, and they said, make this work. And I was like, why?
All Ellering, a Hall of Fame.
What about that NXT faction with that Ava was in that was god awful?
Schism.
Schism. The fuck was that all about?
Come on, let's talk about the system in TNA. You just brought up TNA. The system
right,
is one of the
it was crazy.
Worst factions.
What about every Chris Jericho faction in AEW?
Terrible.
Hi guys.
I hated the
learning tree.
The JAS.
Don't forget to unplug your PC when you leave for the night.
Honestly, you know, like me and Nate Ram, we love some AEW, but they got some bad factions.
Oh, so
terrible.
The faction with Ricochet.
Terrible.
Come on,
it's terrible. I actually like that one, but they just have some bad factions. Are we going to consider the Don Callis family? Is the Don Callis family a faction?
Of course, there's 37 members. It's a faction. But let me ask you a question. What makes a bad faction?
Creative.
Let's not blame creative.
That's a macro answer right there. That just covers everything. What he said, you know what makes it bad? The fucking writers in that fucking room eating Doritos and Red Bulls all day. That's what makes it fucking bad.
Meat and potatoes. What makes a bad faction?
Not convincing the crowd that this is somebody that they should either be cheering or booing for.
All right.
Why do I care about this selected group of individuals? Why did we care so much about the Shield? Because they were cool. They were interesting. They changed the game at the time. Why did we care so much about DX? Because they were anti-establishment in an era that was punk rock and punk and anti-establishment, and that's exactly what they were. They were what they needed at its time because of what was going on in the world. I don't give two drizzling shits about Division. Why should I care about them? Because Paul Heyman is the Oracle and he's got an eye for talent. I know damn well Paul Heyman's got an eye for talent. He's one of the best eyes for talent.
You know why I think Division worked? Honestly, one, Seth Rollins does his best work as a tweener. He never does. I don't ever believe him as a full heel, and I never believe him as a full face. You know what I mean? I don't believe none of it. I think Seth is a true tweener. It should be left as such. So you give Seth Rollins, I'm this bad guy now, but you give me Bronson Reed, who's clearly a bad guy. You know what I mean? Give me Braun Breaker. He was a tweener, but you couldn't have him in either or. You know what I mean? He was getting some nice, lovely pops. But you have those guys together with a tweener at your head of your faction. It doesn't work. And honestly, I feel like if you're part of one great faction, you can't be part of two. There's very few rare situations. You know what I mean? Yeah. But Seth hasn't had a great faction since leaving the Shield. When there was the Messiah, he had Austin Theory, other old boy. That didn't work. You know what I mean? He was part of the Authority. That was kind of shit. He wasn't even the head of that. You know what I mean? He was kind of banging out.
But that's the best Seth character. That was the best Seth character. You said he's a tweener. He can be, yes, because he has a moral compass and a character.
Is he the face of the franchise?
But I think he is a face of a franchise. I think Seth is a face of a franchise.
The face of the franchise. Can he be the face of the franchise?
At this point, no. He's always going to be an A+ player, though. So you have to give him that. He's not going to be the face of the franchise. He's an A+ player, though. But for Seth, I mean, his character should have been the scratchy claw, do whatever it takes to win. He should have been kind of what Edge was, where he's that ultimate opportunist, because everything was in place and it worked for him. Had you just evolved on that instead of turning him into, the Beast Slayer, and he's trying to be something he's not. He works as a despicable, do what it takes, stab you in the back guy, because they set that precedent. Why change? Why fix what's not broken? But then you put him with two downright evil bastards. I don't believe he is as evil and as mean as Braun Breaker or Bronson Reed, nor do I believe he is as devious and egotistical and conniving as Logan Paul. The one that's the odd man out, who should be a good guy in this whole situation, is Theory. That's the guy you should have turned into a good guy instead of putting him with the heel faction. I think at some point this faction either dissolves, they stick it through and it figures itself out, or someone's turning on someone, or they're going to make some calls on the fly here. But
it's just one of those things. Obviously, Breaker got hurt with the hernia. Bronson Reed just had the shoulder injuries, and now Logan Paul and Austin Theory, you two guys. There's some rumors of Ethan Page getting a call up to go help with the Division, but not even just about the Division. What makes so you talked about one thing doesn't make a good faction. What makes a good faction? What makes Judgment Day a good faction, or made Judgment Day a good faction? Because they've been going on for a couple of years now. Marcus, what about you? What makes the Judgment Day a good faction?
Chemistry, and how you all build each other. If we're doing it for each other and we're doing it as a family so everybody can eat, it works perfect. Like Mike said, why did the Shield work? The Shield worked because you had the three best coming from NXT building a team to come take over the main roster with one goal, just to take over. And then they won tag titles, Intercontinental Championships, USA. And then what was next? Big gold, main titles. How do you do that if you're a group of three? One has to turn. Beautiful. The chair shot. Everybody remembers it. But if there's no chemistry, if there's no bringing anybody up, then it's pointless. That's why Chris Jericho's factions didn't work in AEW, because he wasn't bringing nobody up, and the only person he was trying to bring up was Daniel Garcia, and it didn't work.
And himself.
Sammy Guevara. It didn't work. You know what I mean?
Do you think Jericho's faction was because it was more of a vanity project for him to show that he could still put people over?
Maybe that. I'm not saying that he couldn't put people over. I'm not saying that he couldn't put people on
I'm not
TV.
saying
You're doing that,
getting people
right? You're
over.
doing that, but you're not truly making stars if we're not remembering these people.
You just have to remember, Jericho's trying to stay in the limelight as long as he can. Jericho's that kind of guy. He's that kind of wrestler. You can pick that up from a mile away. And he's trying to make sure that he can have a career when he can't wrestle anymore. So 100% him doing what he did with the learning tree and all that, those terrible factions, was a way for him to kind of get his hand in trying to be a manager. Because I think that's his end goal in the WWE is to be an on-screen manager. And I see that already. And it's just not going to work.
The thing with the Vision that I feel like sucks so much about him is that they created this faction at the wrong time. We didn't need this faction. Braun Breaker was already killing it. Everybody was already behind Braun Breaker. We wanted to see big things for Braun Breaker. You were already building Bronson Reed. He was taking people out. You technically made him the career killer before Gunther.
Mm-hmm.
It had some momentum. He pinned
Right. Logan Paul was already doing it right. No, Logan Paul was already doing his thing naturally over. You could have done a million things with Austin Theory and a lot
Send Theory to NXT. Let him figure out himself. Let them figure out himself and have NXT the new champion, Austin Theory, when you're ready to bring a Ricky Saints or whoever's the NXT champion at this point.
But right, but you can't tell me that we're supposed to be feared of the Vision if you're fucking lollygagging with the same people every fucking week. You're not even going for titles in it, and the reason why you're not going for titles is because we don't want to watch Dom lose the titles to y'all. We don't want to watch the Usos lose the titles to y'all. That's not. What
I would have happily put the tag titles. The Vision, and this is no slack to the Usos. The Vision should have had the tag titles already. Paul and Theory should have been holding the tag titles. The Vision
should have all the titles on Monday Night Raw.
Should have happened a long time ago.
All the titles, bro. There's not nobody in the Judgment Day that can stop those guys, bro. They should have all the titles on Monday Night Raw. The only title they shouldn't hold is Dom's his mega triple championship, bro.
100%.
Other than that, the Vision. You want me to fear this? You want me to believe that they're the future of Monday Night Raw and the future of wrestling? Put titles on them.
That's why all
make
those
them inferior.
Factions worked.
Make them inferior. You're not making them inferior. You're making them jump the same people and making them do these stupid stunts, and now they're all injured.
It's one of those things where Steph had the world title and they were booming and grooming. They should have been tag team champions 1,000%. I don't even know who the tag champions at that time were, but it's honestly a missed.
It was either the New Day or the War Raiders or that would be one of them.
Yeah, if you didn't want to do it with Brunson, with Breaker, make Brunson Reed and Logan Paul tag champions. Make Logan Paul and Austin Theory tag champions.
You had options, and honestly, due to what you had going on, 100%, you should have had the IC title taken off Dom at some point there. It sucks to say it, but he can make the AAA title over all on its own. So at that point, they just fumbled that out the gate because they had no idea what Mania was going to be, and they didn't know what Seth's injury was going to look like. So they kind of treaded water, all these mutts, said we're going to keep him in place. We'll be fine. Seth's coming back. We'll finalize the story. Here's a masked man. You get a masked man. Oh, wait. Stop. Everybody's hurt now. We got to pull back on the masked man shit because now we don't have a fucking conclusion to the end of the story.
Do you think they nixed that completely?
They have to because it was Grayson Waller, but it was going to be Seth Rollins. Either they got word Seth Rollins wasn't back, and then immediately Braun Breaker gets hurt. Then Bronson Reed gets hurt. Now you don't see the masked man. Masked Man should have probably came out last week during that match. There was supposed to be a ton of shenanigans during that qualifying match. None of it happened because of Reed's injury, which, unfortunate for him, here we are now. So the inevitable payback was going to be Seth coming back and going after Braun Breaker. That was his Mania match this year. That's the Mania match. That was the Mania match. It was always the Mania match. It was stupid. I felt that this was the year that we should have had Seth and Roman. Punk would have went against Gunther. Cody would have went against Randy. That should have been WrestleMania. Now we have the Vision and a conversation about how to lose it in 10 days because you basically lost it in 10 days.
Well, realistically, 10 months. It started after Mania immediately, and it's fizzling. I mean, it's on life support. We'll see what they do with it, but overall, it's just not something. I don't know if I want to say. I don't really know if I care enough about Logan Paul to watch Logan Paul led faction. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's
Logan Paul's not a faction leader.
No, he's not. Theory's my guy. I'm a big Theory guy. Unbelievably talented, Suedo, athletic. You know what I mean? My guy is just that guy, but he can't get the shenanigans. He can't get the shenanigans through. Thing that made it was Logan and Austin behind the masters. They wanted to kick the other two out. I mean, I'm not gonna hold you. This is when Paul Heyman has to roll up his sleeves, put on his big boy boots, and work some magic, because this is when you make your money. But we're gonna get more with this after this next ad coming to you.
Dive into a world where every pinfall, every suplex, and every promo is celebrated in fashion. From the legendary 3-count trivia to the iconic bad guy wrestling, we've got the latest gear to elevate your wrestling wardrobe. Show off your passion for the squared circle. It's not just clothing, it's a lifestyle. Come shop with us and unleash your inner champion at foursidesofthering.com. That's foursidesofthering.com.
So we are back. I like to think a faction's purpose is to establish multiple stars above their previous levels where they were at. I think that logic, truthfully, is not a lot of factions are successful. I got a nice little tidbit from my man behind the screen, booking like a Mark. Please check him out. He does help us out with a lot of facts and fact checking.
Shout out, Mark.
He did give us.
Mark.
He did give us a good example of a time when a faction got hurt. Evolution. Evolution was first formed on January 20th, 2003. The legendary four: Orton, Batista, Triple H, and Ric Flair. March 1st, Randy and Batista both got injured in a house show against the Dudley Boys. And they still kept them boys moving and grooving. They kept Triple H and Ric Flair, which honestly, I don't think it necessarily hurt them, because Triple H and Ric Flair were the two main guys of that faction to begin with. I do believe it was the other way around, and Ric Flair and Triple H, was the ones that got hurt in the first place. It would have sunk immediately. You know what I mean?
Agreed.
But in 2003, Randy returned. In October, Batista returned. They could have nixed it completely, but they chose to see it through. But the reason I think they chose to see it through was primarily because your two heads of the thing were still good. They were still healthy, and that's why they were able to move on and continue to be Evolution. And the Vision's particular situation, the two heads of your faction is Paul Heyman and Seth Rollins. Paul Heyman isn't a wrestler. He can do a lot on his own, but when it comes to tussling and ruffling and moving and grooving, he just doesn't have. That's not in his skill set. That's not in his bag. And then you have Seth Rollins, who I like to think suffered this wrestling karma, faking an injury to get over on CM Punk at SummerSlam, and then suffering a shoulder injury a couple months later. You know what I mean? It sucks. Injuries hurt. Injuries suck and injuries hurt. But they had no real way to pivot. They turned Braun Breaker into the big bad. He was the new head of the faction. He was the feral dog, the pit bull, running around, taking people out, not sparing everybody named Mother. It was beautiful to watch. But when they hesitated on Raw, on the first episode of Raw, to not put the world title on him, it's like, okay, what's your next step? Are you really gonna start beefing? Are you really gonna start beefing with what's his name? Adam Pearce?
Nah.
That's what your bag is. You beefing with your general manager now who's retired. And I think that's what kind of hurt the faction, because like you guys said, they weren't doing anything. They weren't going for no gold. And Braun Breaker's beefing with a GM he's a kid with anger issues. But I do want to talk about some other factions. Let's talk about the legendary factions, the Bullet Club. What makes Bullet Club great?
Their name.
I mean, aside from it, come on, Jesus Christ.
No. But that's literally like when you hear Bullet Club, it's like, oh, the Bullet Club's still around, and then it's like, oh, let me see who's a member. I remember when this Bullet Club was like with this member and this member. Like if the WWE would have did that with D-Generation X, and they would have just kept it DX with different people of forming D-Generation X, it would have worked, because you know why? People love nostalgia, and kids today would have been fucking telling people to suck it to the end of time.
Real talk.
Go ahead.
Would not be surprised that actually happens, Marcus. Would not be surprised.
It has to. You know why? Because that theme song is one of the most iconic theme songs they have, and I think they refuse to let it die.
And
mean,
Shawn Michaels and Triple H like giving themselves the
let's be
crank,
honest.
so.
We were talking about guys who watch WCW, right? When people do this right here and they do the too sweet, when people say, "Oh, too sweet," you're like, "Oh yeah, you're WCW." But when you do this out in the street, people know what's up. Bullet
For
Club,
life.
Bullet Club for life.
Okay, so let's talk about another one, the NWO. Do you think
I would well, hold on, time, pause. Bullet Club also not outside of the name, but Bullet Club with the formation, Finn Balor forming that faction, him leading that charge, it being passed through the years. That's what makes the Bullet Club special because they built something from absolutely nothing, took over New Japan, then took over the globe, spread to Ring of Honor everywhere. So that's what made it special. It transcended multiple promotions.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Let's talk about NWO. Do you think the NWO would have been as successful if Hulk Hogan never turned that night?
Was the NWO really successful period? For the initial 83 weeks, goes back to my Eric Bischoff rant from earlier. The only reason it was because of those 83 fucking weeks that the NWO was working.
Yeah,
After the 83 weeks, that was it. Boop.
Yeah, but
See you later.
NWO is one of the I would like to believe the NWO is a top 6 faction of all time in professional wrestling.
When it was the core 3, absolutely.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And
adding Macho Man and and Gilbert and this person and Russo and
yeah, but
Bischoff.
it was the end up. So do you think the NWO would have been popular if I'm not Triple H, if Hulk Hogan never turned heel? Because I think that was the whole pop of it. That was the first time clean babyface.
They were the outsiders.
Yeah. I maybe because it definitely died when he turned face. You know what I mean?
Yeah, listen, he went back to him when WWE bought out WCW. My man's went right back home and he picked out his red and yellow gear. You know what I mean? My man's
that's what made
American all over again.
That was the allure of the NWO was the fact that here comes Nash and Hall. They're signed to WWE. What are they doing here? What are these outsiders doing here? Right. Mm-hmm. And then you have with a third man. Who's the third man? The big speculation. The big speculation is Hulk Hogan, and he turns heel, right? Then you have the NWO, the New World Order, and they're edgy. And like I said, anti-establishment. That was peak during that era. You needed an anti-establishment, and then you started becoming a parody of your former self, much like we're seeing the Judgment Day. It's becoming a parody of its former self. The NWO became a parody of itself throughout its core. And then the revival was just, tough.
Let's talk about Judgment Day. Is Judgment Day a little stale right now? It is. But the reason, I think we can agree, the reason why Judgment Day is stale because they had plans to move on with the faction breaking up, but it got stuck and pushed back with injuries. Liv's injury pushed back a lot of it. We don't give Liv enough credit. She was involved in like 3 storylines.
She's the core right now.
Yeah, she's like the core. She's the core piece of Monday Night Raw. Mm-hmm. But I don't think we also give Dom his credit because without Dom turning heel on his own father, he gave that group some nuclear heat. You know what I mean? Like 100%. Dom. For the first 8 weeks of Dom turning on his dad was magical. It was unbelievable heat, and it was wonderful to see. I don't think the Judgment Day stays as hot without Dom. I think Finn said in the interview, he's like, we were trying to help this kid figure out his way, and he's over here helping us, giving us this nuclear heat that he has. Mm-hmm. So I think the Judgment Day stuff will pick up as they start turning and on each other and whatnot. I think you can see the writing in the walls.
The failed opportunity for the Judgment Day was, and I would love to see it happen here. The big missed opportunity is with Dom's connection to AAA. Dom realistically should be leading the charge with a group of luchadors. Dom could have his own faction of downright devious luchadors right now with Liv by his side. He could have had El Grande Americano and the Reyes boys. Like I think at this point, that's what I would like to see Dom's next progression become.
I'm just saying. Hear me out. Finn Balor beats Dom for the Intercontinental Championship, and they move on. Judgment Day breaks up. Finn finally pays his respect, or Dom finally gives his respects to Finn. Like, all right, bro, you are nice. Like, you won fair and square. This is your title. Dom's like, I'm gonna take some time. I'm gonna go to Mexico since I have the title. I'm world champion. I'm gonna go over there and be world champion. I'm gonna go do my thing over there. Let's say Liv follows him. Liv and Stephanie are now doing matches in Mexico for the WWE Women's World Championship.
Oh, Big Bunny.
Right? Just for the side piece, right? Now you could have Finn on television with the Intercontinental Championship, building that mid-card roster, because it feels like that's all Finn wants to do right now. Obviously, maybe he does want to be world champion. They don't have plans for that right now, but give the man something. Let's give 100%. The man something. Let's give the man something, because if there's anything he's gonna do, he's gonna put over talent.
All right, so let's talk about two more factions. Let's go TNA. I see Naram over here. Let's talk about the main event Mafia. What made the main event Mafia a good faction?
All the right guys in their prime. All the right
talent,
guys.
Yeah, talent. I mean, that's a good talent.
Talent was pristine. Sting, Kurt, Rick. Fuck, who else was on that team? Was Joe on it? No, I don't think Joe was on it. Was Joe on it? Was Jay Lethal on it? I'd have to go back. But talent is definitely what made that.
No, it was Angle, Sting, Nash, Booker T, Steiner, Cage, Joe, and Tracy Brooks.
Okay, Joe was on it.
So it was just all of these like
the vets, just
legends and vets of the game and
their primes.
All right,
they were doing crazy shit. They were basically you could essentially, in theory, could call it an incarnation of the NWO. You have
everybody said it wasn't going to work too, because they was like, "Oh, these old guys, it ain't going to work," but it worked.
All right, two more.
The Don Christian was only in it for like a day.
Is the Don Callis family actually working?
Yes. You know why? Because you hate it. Look at Mike. He fucking hates it. That's how you know it works.
Fucking hate Don Callis.
That's how you know it works.
Fucking hate.
That's how you
We're
know
just
it
putting all the recently hired big meaty men together with Don Callis.
It's so great.
It's so Don Callis with paintings of them.
It's so cheesy. It's so what's the word I'm looking for? Like
it's not cheesy. It's
not cheesy. It's not cheesy. He's like a con artist. He's like, oh yeah, like I want to keep putting my face out there. Like a leech. Like I want everybody to keep seeing my face, and I'm gonna have all this talent.
He's a wrestling
and it works because he doesn't show any attention. And people hate him, but they all have their own heat inside of them, and he loves them all, but they all have their own different talents. He doesn't know how to expose them all. So he loves when they all fighting. He's toxic as fuck. So it just works. He's toxic. His family's toxic. And the things he's doing in AEW is toxic. And everybody can stand it. And I'm sitting here like, yeah, Don Callis is fucking killing the game with his family right now. Because he keeps adding. And yes, bro.
We're not watching the same AEW. He's watching the shit with Rose. 1,000%.
100%. The Don Callis family works because look at the urge Don Callis gives everybody. It's not even the wrestlers, because we all think the wrestlers are amazing. They're great wrestlers. And Don is not even wrestling. Don just goes out there and does commentary, shows his face. And we hate Don Callis so much. We hate his family. So we have to hate those wrestlers, but we can't, because Kyle Fletcher is so fucking good. Mark Davis is so fucking good. Okada is so good. Takeshita is so fucking good.
Yeah, why is Okada? Come on, Okada in there, Takeshita in there. These are guys that could be in the fucking world championship. World champion right now.
And that's what's great about it.
That's what's great about it. He's just holding guys down. That's his character. I hold wrestlers down.
That's his thing. That's his
the gimmick. That's such a stupid fucking gimmick when you have all this talent.
But it's working. It's working.
It's not working.
It's working.
Just because it's not liked by the fans and he's booed and he gets a reaction does not mean this is working. We're putting all these newly hired guys.
WWE through Dominic.
We're not doing anything.
WWE through Dominic Mysterio. WWE through Dominic Mysterio out in the ring just to get booed, just like they throw Jey Uso out there to hype up the crowd. They do the same thing with Don Callis. Go out there and
Don Callis is the worst cheerleader you could have.
I'm
just saying, man.
All right, okay. So Marcus, is the Don Callis family a good faction?
Yes.
Why is it a good faction? Without pissing Mike off.
has everything you want in a faction.
Is
You guys, you could elevate. He's elevating. He's got gold. He's got vets.
Is he elevating them or?
Bro, what are you talking about? Let's not forget he picked up Kyle Fletcher. He told Kyle Fletcher, "Let me make you the star you are." He did that to Kyle Fletcher. He did that to Kyle Fletcher. I don't care what nobody says. I will stand 10 toes on that.
Body of work.
He obviously didn't show Kyle Fletcher. He didn't. No. He obviously didn't show Kyle Fletcher how to wrestle or anything, right?
Yeah. Here's a screwdriver. I'm gonna hit you. Right,
but Kyle Fletcher. Kyle Fletcher was a tag team guy. Kyle Fletcher was a tag team guy. He lost Mark Davis. He took Kyle Fletcher under his wing and said, "Let's do this, bro." He made Kyle Fletcher the solo star he is, bro. If it wasn't for that, who would have known? Tony Khan would have been like, "Just wait for your tag team partner to come back."
I don't know if you say that because I feel like you could run the same storylines without Don Callis at all, and still get the same result.
No, you don't know that. Mike, we don't know that. You can't speak on hypotheticals.
I mean, I feel like you're just a Don Callis fanboy at this point. I wouldn't be surprised underneath that Mike Bailey shirt is a Don Callis t-shirt. Mike, it's the Don Callis family.
I'm wearing a Mike Bailey t-shirt.
No,
I'm telling you,
it's not.
Why is it not a good faction?
Because out of all of the people, he literally named one person that was able to be propelled to stardom, which was Kyle Fletcher, and that was a happenstance thing. Takeshita was already gonna be a star. Don Callis
doesn't matter, but he is a star right now. It doesn't matter if he was already gonna be a star. He's a star right now, and he's a star under the wing of Don Callis.
You know what it is, yo. Marcus is definitely one of those.
The only guy you can name on that faction that he hasn't really truly put on television and shown
Okada,
to the world
Josh Alexander.
Okada, and I'll give you Josh Alexander, but who was really watching Josh Alexander in TNA?
All right, wait.
Great wrestling.
You know what it is? I feel like Marcus is one of those kids in school. He did the group projects and he just wrote his name on it. He was like, "But I did it though." You know what I mean? My name.
It's not even like that. It's not even like that. Look, if he feels that the Don Callis family is a good faction, then he feels it's a good faction. It does not do anything for me. I felt that most of the people that you're naming progressively would have become where they're at right now with or without Don Callis. I think Don Callis is a non-factor in this, and I think Don Callis is more of a distraction from what's taking away from what the AEW crowd wants to see from these guys. Simple as that.
Okay.
I want more for Okada than being stuck in the Don Callis family, being a shell of his former self. I understand he's older than what he was a few years ago, but that is no excuse for it. Takeshita, whether that's creative, Don Callis, Takeshita should be far more featured prominently because of the reactions that he get.
All right, so
I'm not saying I disagree with you, right? But at the same time,
you love Don Callis.
All right,
let me ask you, gentlemen. Name a faction that didn't work out that you personally enjoyed.
Now?
No, all time. It doesn't have to be right now.
Don Callis, like that's
oh Jesus.
Fuck this. I'm out.
You're mixing a blow a gasket. All right, before he does, it is Margarita time, gentlemen. It is Margarita time. This Saturday is the Elimination Chamber that has not sold out in Chicago. So let's get talking to some matches and predictions. Becky Lynch versus AJ Lee for the Women's Intercontinental Championship. Margarita match, yes or no?
No.
I feel like this is a put-up match.
No.
I feel like this is a put-up match, not for Becky, for AJ. This is a very this is a big match for AJ Lee. I'm not gonna hold you because Becky Lynch is a playoff riser and she's a talent riser. So I need to see AJ. I'm a big Becky guy. You know what I mean? Becky be talking shit like she's the greatest woman of all time. Sports Illustrated said so, and I'm like, they're right.
So's Channel, yeah. So's Channel saying it.
Yeah, listen, she's great. What about you, Marcus? Margarita match, yes or no?
Yeah, it's probably gonna be a Margarita match for me.
All right, who wins the match?
Becky.
I feel like
it has to be Becky.
It has to be Mania match.
Has to be Becky.
It leads to Mania. CM Punk versus Finn Balor for the World Heavyweight Championship. Margarita match, yes or no?
No.
Oh, brother, this match stinks.
No, it's not a
Throw it
margarita
out of here. I
match.
don't even want to talk about it.
Yo,
Makes me
watch
so
them show their ass and put on a great match.
They're going to. I don't know what you're talking
if
about.
Finn Balor wins, I'll come on this show next week and I will fight that Triple H needs to keep his job at creative for WWE for the rest of his life. But I know it's not going to happen. You know why? Because Chano's favorite, Pepsi Phil, is going to hold that title high in his hometown.
I mean,
And that's a bad thing. He's the best champion they got right now in the dub.
Yeah.
Dominic
talk about
Mysterio holds the Intercontinental World Championship. He is the greatest
brother. Come
on
now.
the WWE roster.
Listen, Marcus not lying.
When he wasn't there for like 3 months there with no title, no Intercontinental Championship.
He's in a whole nother country defending another world title.
Excuse me, you got 2 championships. You got double duty, dog. Get to work. Show up on time. We got
two title Dom. You know what I mean?
Listen. I feel like Don Callis has broken our family up, and I feel
no, Don Callis has not broken up the family. The family's fine. Everything's fine.
The family's great.
Because Mike is a little triggered.
I already told you, I named myself Mikey Crash Out for a reason. All right, there was a crash out.
It's a good thing. It's a good thing I didn't sign. It's a good thing I didn't sign the podcast to the family. You know, he was asking me questions. You know.
All right. So, what the shenanigans? Rick Davis says, "Is Dom or Roman interfere in the world title match?" I feel like Roman spears CM Punk afterward.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
100%.
He wants Punk's ass. You don't want Balor's ass. Get out of here, bro. You don't care.
What if Finn wins the world title and Roman's like, you know what? I only wanted you because I hated you and I wanted to take a championship to show you how much I hate you. But now you don't have the championship. So
what if? What if the crate's outside and Dom comes out to help Finn? And the crate opens and it's Danhausen to help CM Punk.
Yeah, what's in the box? What's in the box, boys? Let's talk about
what if Danhausen is in the box to help CM Punk?
2 more matches before we can talk about boxes.
Oh my god, I'm trying to talk some box right now.
All right, the men's elimination chamber match: Randy Orton, LA Knight, Cody Rhodes, Javon Evans, Trick Williams, and Jey Uso. Very babyface friendly. I will say Trick is about to fight for his life.
100% Trick's about to fight for his life.
It's nuts. Match.
Can we get an LA Knight? Can we get an LA Knight push finally
versus Drew McIntyre? Yucky.
Why not? With everybody saying LA Knight at night 1 of WrestleMania.
Listen, I would like it because I think LA Knight needs some gold in his life. But honestly,
I think it's about time. I
don't see how they don't turn that men's WWE Championship match into a multi-man match because
come on, China, what else did you want from him? He wore Butters, he wore a Nick jersey, he brought out Jalen Brunson. Put the title on the man.
Listen, he won me over. What more do you want?
Yeah, he's New York. He's very New York, dog.
You know what I mean? Like
Maryland, but he's New York.
I'm not gonna.
Here's the sad reality, fellas. The sad reality is that LA Knight is gonna get taken out by somebody in this match. And he's probably going to get replaced by somebody, or Jey Uso's getting replaced. That's what I like to see.
I think Javon's getting taken out.
Lesnar gets inserted or some bullshit. Pivot. It was always the Lesnar versus Drew McIntyre rematch. You're all idiots. We're all idiots. It was always the Lesnar Drew McIntyre rematch.
I don't want to see that. Don't want to see that.
All right. So who wins this match, gentlemen?
Fuck it. Give me Randy Orton. Yeah, give me Randy Orton. I want to see LA Knight win.
Nothing.
Give me Randy Orton.
Hey, nothing's gonna change what you've done to me.
I feel like the idea that I don't know if or Mark that said Drew tries to take somebody out the match, and then Drew just ends up in the match defending his title.
Oh, easily. Drew is gonna Claymore Cody, and Randy's gonna pin Cody for the win, and kind of put a little tension between them two, and Drew's going to end up getting scolded by Nick Aldis.
True. All right, let's talk about the women's shenanigans because I'm super confused about this one. Tiffany Strand, Rhea Ripley, Alexa Bliss, Asuka, Kiana James, random, and Raquel. Who wins the match?
the only one right answer.
That's
Let's do
that's
it.
a flex. That's a flex,
Let's do
real
it.
quick. We got to
I'm not
get you
gonna-
out. We
Let's
gotta,
do it.
I'm not gonna hold you. Could Oscar really? Could Oscar really do
Yes,
the impossible? with
yes,
Kyrie Jenner?
Oscar could do it because Oscar's the greatest of all time.
Yeah, but
There's
tell
no
me- give me-
disrespect on this pod when it comes to the queen.
you
No,
think
nobody's saying
Oscar could have
otherwise.
a good match with Jade, though?
That's what I'm
Yes.
saying. That's my whole question.
Yes, if there is anybody who could put anybody over, it's going to be Oscar,
No,
and she's
fair,
going
I'll
to
give you
make
that.
she'll make Jade look great. She's going to make her look great, and Oscar, trust me, Oscar is the girl. She's the one you should trust.
You know what's
She
kind of
is
weird
your
about
goat. She is the best, and she deserves it.
You know what's kind of weird about the situation? Most of the girls in this match are like gonna be in the tag team shenanigans for WrestleMania. You know what I mean? Like,
That's what I thought we were doing.
like Rhea Ripley and Io Sky obviously gonna be defending the world titles at Mania against the Bella Twins.
Mhm.
Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair also gonna be in that match. I know.
Unless that turn happens.
I don't know.
Charlotte could take Alexa out for the spot.
She could. Roxanne, I know she's a little dealing with injury right now, but her and Raquel can very easily be in that multi-women's tag match for the tag titles. Which kind of leaves you in a three-way pickle. Asuka's also with Kairi Sane, so she can potentially be in that match. Then you got Kiana James, doesn't belong in the limelight. And does anybody really want to see? Well, she belongs in the limelight. Let me not disrespect her. You know what
This
I mean?
is a good take.
Raquel
it's
Wayne
not.
I just dated Mixed Live a 3 match.
This
It's the
this is a
only
good
one
take.
that low key makes sense.
But then,
My
what are you
boys,
doing
that's
with
right,
Jade?
yeah.
What are you doing with Jade?
We'll
You
do
were
a
telling
number
me-
one contender series. Number one
You
contender
skip-
series on
to
SmackDown.
You skip her match.
We're just gonna keep skipping her match.
No. You don't skip her match. You do a number one contender series with the women on SmackDown. You have a ton of fucking women on SmackDown right now. Let's showcase them on weekly television. You have 3 hours to fill. Fuck the bullshit. Road Dogg, get to
Ooh.
work.
And it gives you some time to get Bianca in one of those matches to qualify. It could work.
It could work.
The only way,
Another WrestleMania problem is they're treading water for all these people that are injured.
the only
possibly
way
come
that
back.
works, is if they are ready to split the Judgment Day. If they're not ready to split the
If
Judgment Day,
it's
that's not
invalid-
happening.
Been ready. That's been ready. As soon as Liv Morgan
yes.
showed her blonde ass up on WWE programming, they were ready to split them up right then and there.
It could happen the same night. It could really happen the same night. It could really happen Dom versus Finn, Raquel, Liv, what's her name? Stephanie. It could happen. You know what I mean? And then you could put the gold on both Raquel and Finn.
You got that Wade Barrett, Raquel.
Raquel and Finn. You know what I mean? You can pull the trigger, and that's how you break up the Judgment Day. And it could work that way.
It could work.
I
I'm
think
It's
more-
a lot though. It's a gamble. It's a gamble.
It's a gamble. But I feel like it could work. But let's talk about Mike's favorite thing. What's in the box?
What's in the box? I'm a big purveyor of box.
We are, brother.
Especially this box in particular. It's not, if they debut Danhausen like that just feels like such a blech way to do it. Like, yo, it's in the box.
Dom is just gonna go to the box and he's just gonna be like, CM Punk wins.
I think
Danhausen breaks up the Judgment Day.
Dan.
Oh, that's fire. He hexes Liv.
He hexes Liv. That's crazy, bro. That's crazy.
He hexes her.
No, man, it can't be Danhausen. It better be. It's gonna be something so bad. It's gonna be the Andre the Giant Battle Memorial Trophy. It's going to be.
That's
what they're doing to announce it. That'd be crazy.
It's gonna be something stupid, guys. I'm telling you. If it's a person in the box, that's such a shitty way to debut. That's very gobbledygooker-esque, very shockmaster, very why?
It's Bane, bro. You never know. Pick up Bane from the DC Universe.
Bro, Bane like we're cooked. We're cooked. We thought AI was the problem. That's the problem.
What if the box in the Elimination Chamber, the box is cracked open? Nobody's in there because it's already been open from the inside. And then they make their way to the ring. Goes, break the walls down, break down the walls. I'd pop. So
Is it just a bunch of like? It could be a person's attire.
It could be WWE 2K. That would be the. Nah. They already announced it was CM Punk. If they didn't announce that, I'd be like, oh, that'd be kind of cool.
That's my best guess.
Seeing a statue would be fire. But listen,
Dan Hosen, what are you? Dan Hosen.
rumors is a note that has a Mania idea within another box. Oh my god,
that would be so
would.
WWE. That'd be the most WWE thing WWE could do.
Be a great day on Twitter to watch that crash out. You want to talk about Mikey crash out? That'd be a great Twitter crash out to watch. It was another fucking box. It was a box with a. That'd be crazy on Twitter. Every tweet. Oh, they get so much viral talk. That's exactly what they want. Let's get them people talking. We're in the business of making moments. We're in the business of making viral moments. We're in the business of making 60-second clips on TikTok. Listen,
That's
leave that for us. Leave that for us. Let us make the 60-second clips for TikTok so we can get your engagement because your prefrontal cortex isn't fully developed or it's lost to the years of scrolling on short form content. But hear me out. Hear me out. It's going to be something really stupid.
I mean, you're probably right. I'm not gonna.
You're not wrong.
Welcome to the show. Unfortunately, I do got some terrible news for the boy. Terrible news. We'll probably be wrapping this up in another couple minutes, but we go live every Thursday, so you can pop up shows up. Listen, if it's the D to TNA, like we bought TNA, that'd be fucking absolutely wicked.
Diabolical.
That'd be low key hilarious. Imagine that's how people in TNA find out.
It's West Side Gun.
It's West Side Gun. That's nuts.
With the D to TNA.
Okay, reasonably speaking, though, if it is a person in that box, does that even what does that do for that person? I don't think it does anything for that person.
It only does something for the person if they take out somebody for the men's elimination chamber match and take their spot.
And then,
like Chan said, I
think it's Chris Jericho at that point. Chris, you want Chris Jericho in the elimination chamber?
Not at all.
Chan said he would pop. You got to imagine if the elimination chamber started with Pierce and Old Boy from SmackDown walking in.
It's gotta be Kane. That's a great comment.
They're walking in, and the box is already
making impact.
If the box is already open, come elimination chamber, then that's a good way to say, okay, so it is somebody's getting taken out. So you could say Javon's getting taken out. You could say anybody's taken out. Rick, you don't know how long this guy can hold his breath.
Yeah, they
could. Listen, David Blaine over
he here. He might have a tank of oxygen in there with him.
Or they can just open it when the show's over.
Dog.
Or they can just open it when the show's over.
That dude stinks. He stinks.
Every time the camera goes cut, he goes, God. But listen, just like damn, it's NetRam. Fuck, the episode's over, guys. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for showing out. Thank you for loving. Thank you for supporting. No. This was How to Lose a Faction in 10 days. 10, absolutely 10 days. Well, 10 in the Vision's case, 10 months. But they lost me immediately. I'm not gonna hold you. I never liked it. I never banged with it. But it just is what it is. We go live every Thursday, anywhere from 9 o'clock to 9:30, because we're people with lives. Marcus got 2 kids. Mike working on the first one. Me, I work crazy hours on my job, and I'm surprised I'm streaming in the first place. You know what I mean? Listen, Mike already told me I'm the godfather of his firstborn child, which I'm so grateful.
Honestly,
listen, to say thank you, and I'm ready for
front runner. You're the front runner right now. You're the front runner right now. Absolutely, yeah, you're the front runner.
I appreciate you, Marcus. I will be taking Godfather as one of your kids. Your brothers will be okay, and guys, let the people know where to find you.
You're pointing to your wall. No, I'm just joking.
You can follow me absolutely.
You can follow me at the Founder MH as always. You can't follow me on my Instagram because it's personal. I don't follow anybody else on that anyway. So follow us on all of our social media platforms. 4 Sides of the Ring podcast on IG, 4 Sides OTR on X. What about you, Mikey Crash Out?
You can follow me at MOWM_podcast. You should most importantly follow at 4 Sides OTR. Of course, I am the official 5th side of the 4 Sides of the Ring. Just go out there, enjoy life. You know, kiss your girlfriend, kiss your wife, your significant other, look at the sky, touch a little grass. Just don't think about what's in the box this weekend.
I got a question for all our listeners and all our fans out there before we hop off. Let us know on X, on Instagram, however you follow us. If all of the members of Four Sides of the Ring were in an Elimination Chamber match, who would win? Chano, Marcus, Nitram, Mike, Zombie King, or Brandy Savage?
I'm taking out Brandy for not being on an episode in like 8 months.
Winning.
I'm taking out
a straight chair shot. I don't even know where he grabbed the chair from. Trying to straight chair shots with Brandy Savage.
Brandon's not making it 6 feet past the fucking entranceway. You know what I mean? It's just not happening.
You guys are all distracted with your internal beast. I'm just chilling over there. I'm out of dodge. Y'all are gonna eliminate each other. I'm gonna come up behind Nitram, you, Marcus.
You know what?
Roll up. I'm out. See you later.
You know what? We lied because Tina's gonna cash in his money in the bank and fucking take the title from whoever won.
And I'm cashing in my feast or fired contract. And I guess it says I'm fired. So
I just found out Jalen Brunson, superstar point guard of the New York Knicks, the man who's going to lead me to the promised land, or so help me God,
is in the box.
I wish. Imagine
he was in the
Stephanie McMahon. He was on Stephanie McMahon's podcast, and she asked him to replace his teammates in the starting lineup of WWE wrestlers. It was him at the 1, Roman Reigns at the 2, Batista at the 3. I don't know if he's ever seen Batista's jump shot from that one Raw. It was absolutely atrocious. Triple H and Undertaker at the 5. If that's not a fucking terrible goddamn starting
bro, he grabbed a bunch of slow meat men, bro.
That's what I'm saying.
What? I'm crossing all those guys up, bro.
Listen,
I promise you.
On the real sidebar question. Of the factions, which faction would Four Sides of the Ring be? And you can hit me at MOWM_podcast to answer that one.
That's a good one. That's a good question. In the comments,
they're gonna say we're the Spirit Squad, bro.
No, we're not. Yeah, because this fool loves the Spirit Squad.
I know, because he's on Mickey, Mikey,
Kenny, Chano.
Hey, listen, they serve their purpose. But listen, you can find me absolutely nowhere. You can find me on the Four Sides of the Ring Twitter page, 4SOTR_. 4 Sides OTR. There we go. Oh my God. I just have an aneurysm. You can find us on 4 Sides of the Ring TikTok, 4 Sides of the Ring MySpace, 4 Sides of the Ring Facebook, 4 Sides of the Ring AIM, MSN, Gmail, iCloud, Yahoo, Hotmail, all of that. Don't find me nowhere, people. Listen, I love you guys generally. You see me, I'm at work. You can see that thing, fucking that sweeping pan that's effed up and all that effed up cement. You can see all the loose wiring.
It hasn't swept a damn thing today.
I haven't. I've been up
sitting in that room for the last hour and a half.
I swear to God. Also gonna hit me with the chance. We got a channel. We got to talk.
Your boss is in the comments. He's watching the episode.
He's like, you didn't do nothing for an hour and 37 minutes while you was recording. Can you explain that to me? I'm like, absolutely not.
No, your boss is about to go to you. He's gonna be like, the fucking Spirit Squad, bro. You got to work an extra hour.
Fucking Spirit Squad.
Listen, that's crazy. But listen, you can catch us live every single Thursday. We are 4 Sides of the Ring. Thank you for popping out. But we're 3 sides today because Tino's getting some cheeks. So
hey, yo.
Doses, peoples. I always try to time it, but I never do. But enjoy your time. Thank you for popping out. And let's just boogie till we yoogie. So you just can't boogie no more.